Hi lovely people, welcome back to Kazini Talks. My name is Nicole. You're welcome to yet again another video where I get to share with you more insightful information. So this is a space where we get to learn, grow and live a purposeful life. So as usual, I'll request you to please smash that subscribe button and like the video, continue to share it, subscribe, and let's definitely dive into it. Okay, so guys, today we are talking about a very interesting topic that I've never spoken about in this channel, and yet it is also super important. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about visa rejections. So I'm going to be telling you guys some of the reasons why your visa gets rejected and what they don't tell you, things you're never told while going through this whole process of applying for visas. So if you haven't watched my previous channel, I'll leave it up here. My previous video, I made a video talking to you guys about different scholarship opportunities to help you pursue your school dreams in case if you want to go study abroad. So this video is equally going to be super important as well for you to keep this information in mind, because in case if you travel abroad for whatever reason it is, whether it's school or any other reason, this video is definitely going to be helpful and informative for you guys. So I do not want to ramble any much further. Let's just get into it. So I'm going to let you know. So one of the reasons why your visa would get rejected is, first of all, what is the reason that is making you to travel? That sounds almost like, I don't know, so cliche. It almost sounds like, okay, what do you mean? The reason, but this actually matters a lot. Okay, so the second one is almost similar to the first one. So most of the times, usually when applying for visas, you are going to go through what we call the interview process. So it's almost similar to going through an interview process when applying for a job. So equally, you'll also need to go through a visa interview process, and this is one of the most trickiest parts, because even if you have each and everything provided, maybe you have all the documents, you have each and every needed requirement, but you appear to be so clumsy, you appear, not confident enough, you appear nervous, you appear scared. This is how they get to pin you during that interview, process, and that alone is enough to make them deny that visa. So you need to make sure that you appear as much confident as you can be. This business of looking sideways here and there, trust you me, they don't work in the embassies, because they are able to read your facial expressions, and at the same time also be mindful as well of the dress code that you put on, because it also matters a lot. If you go to the embassy very, very shabby, then that alone is also enough for them to deny the visa, because they look at you as someone who is not really serious, And I remember even that time when I was previously I applied for a visa to Argentina, and then I was at the consular's office, and he was looking at me straight in the eyes, like asking me all these different questions about his country, about Argentina, why do I want to go there, and I'm telling you, it was not easy, because that was first of all my first experience and I was super scared. But at the same time, I was also grateful, because he was actually a cool guy. He just kept telling me, okay, calm down. I can see that you're scared. Try to be calm, and just tell me everything, So I was able to answer, and of course I was granted the visa. But sometimes if you appear, too shaky, you're not so confident, sometimes even that fear can make you end up forgetting whatever questions or answers it is that you had prepared for those different questions. So that alone can make your visa to be rejected. So that's something else that you need to keep in mind. Always make sure that you prepare yourself enough, and at the same time, I definitely cannot emphasize enough about just appearing confident. Okay, so now this one. Oh my god, let me even just laugh a bit. So this one is another tricky one. You need to make sure that you provide legit documents. I cannot emphasize this enough. it is super important. Make sure that you provide legit documents, whatever documents it is that you know you're being asked for. They can be your academic documents, you know, the letter of invitation documents. Do you understand? Whatever documents it is that you're being asked, make sure that you provide legit documents. You do not want to go forging documents here and there. You do not want to go on forging different signatures or even the letterheads, you know, the stamps, because even the stamps on these documents as well do matter a lot. So make sure that you provide the right original documents that are needed, because trust you me, these guys, oh my god, they're like, I don't know, they're like the police, they're like, you know, these investigators. They definitely will investigate those documents that you're giving to them. And trust me, if anything out there, you know, causes any red flag, that's enough for your visa to be denied. I was, you know, one time at the Indian embassy, and you know, there was someone whose visa got denied just in front of all of us, because like we used to enter, like, you know, as a group at the embassy. So like if one person is going to submit their documents, other people are behind so they can see whatever is happening. And trust you me, this girl, her documents got denied just because she had a fake visa. I mean, a fake academic document, you know. So you do not want to put yourself in that shoe. And luckily enough, they did not, they just denied her the visa and that was it. But sometimes they can even go the extreme mile of, you know, canceling your, like, canceling the opportunity for you to go to their country for probably like 10 years. Like you can be banned from traveling to any of their countries, like for 10 years. And if at all you're planning to travel to any other country as well, they, you know, these embassies get to communicate with other consulars or other embassies in other countries. So your name is like blacklisted, and they get to inform all those other guys that, you know what, if this one comes, you know, to you seeking for a visa, don't give them because of this and this reason. So trust you me, you do not want to mess around with any false documents. Be as honest and legit. Then this other one also is that you need to make sure that you have a valid insurance. So it can be a health insurance, it can be a travel insurance, but make sure that you have a legit one. Make sure that you have, you know, just do not try to go about forging this document as well. It's almost similar to the previous points that I talked about, because these guys do investigate, like they really, really do investigate. At the same time also, it depends, like sometimes there are certain countries whereby you may travel to and they may not necessarily require you to have the insurance, you know, while seeking the visa at the embassy. But definitely when you get to the airport, they will ask you to buy an insurance from there. So you need to also keep this in mind and, you know, have enough funds with you to be able to do this. Because I remember one time when I was traveling to Russia, I was not asked at the embassy, you know, to provide any health insurance. But when I got to the airport, when I got to Moscow over there, I was asked to pay for health insurance. So of course I had to do that, because failure, of course, for you to do that, then you would be deported back. It's as simple as that. So I had to make sure that I bought the health insurance from there. So it's also equally super important to have enough money with you while traveling, because you just can never know whatever can happen to you along the way. You know, sometimes even when you get to the country's airport, and you're asked for a particular document probably that you need to pay for, you need to have the funds to cover for that, because if you don't have, that's still enough for you to get deported back. And trust me, you'll not even, you know, remain in that country even for like 24 hours. Like, that's just how it is. So keep this in mind as well. So my last reason, this is one of the commonest reasons that have made so many people's visas to get denied. So this, as we all know, is the so-called proof of funds. Oh my God, proof of funds. Trust you me, you need to have the, you know, proof of funds. You need to have enough funds, enough money in your account for whatever destination it is that you're going to. So if you do not have this, don't even bother trying. Like, I'll emphasize this, do not even bother trying, because this one, there's no two-way about it. However, there are some countries, of course, that you may be able to travel to, and they may not really necessarily ask you for proof of funds. Like, I've been lucky in the past with some of my travels, I've not really been asked for proof of funds, but that does not mean that you shouldn't have it in your bank account. You need to have this document, because whether you like it or not, most of the times this is usually asked for. So now keep in mind that even if you have, for example, a scholarship and you're traveling abroad, to go study in whatever university it is that you've been accepted to go study from, you still need to provide the proof of funds to get your student visa. Even if you're on scholarship and they're even going to provide you the pocket money and all those things, why do you need to have the proof of funds? It's because when you get there, getting that scholarship money, for example, the pocket money, is not just going to come to you on day one, just like that when you receive it. No, this money usually takes some time, and this money can actually come in probably at the end of your first semester. So if you do not have your own money to help you take care of you during that time, then how are you going to survive? So that is one of the reasons why they ask for that proof of funds. And at the same time, even when you're on scholarship, you cannot also rely on scholarship money, because you have to make sure that your grades are perfect or they are good all the time. Otherwise, if at all you're not able to meet a certain credit scores that they want you to meet, then it means your scholarship will be cut off, and that means now you will need to pay your own tuition, as well as fund your own pocket money and all those things. So it's super important to have the proof of funds. So I also definitely understand that sometimes it's not easy to raise this kind of money. Of course, it's not easy to have all these large sums of money in your account. So one of the other ways that can help you to be able to resolve this is to use a sponsor. So assuming that probably, depending on whatever country it is that you're traveling to, you can as well use a sponsor, but just make sure that that sponsor needs to provide a letter that they're going to sponsor you, and they also have to provide their bank of statement for at least 6 months, because they need to be sure that this person actually has enough money to take care of you while you go there. And at the same time also, you need to make sure that when you have this proof of funds, trust me, this business of telling someone to give you money and then you put it in your account just to go and show it at the embassy that you have enough funds for you to get that visa, those things don't work. Why? Because let's say, for example, if you're going through school, for example, some Norwegian universities, some Finnish universities, in some of these Schengen countries will ask you to transfer that money into the bank account over that side, into the school university bank account. So you have to make sure that that money is actually yours, or it's for a sponsor. Because if it's not yours and you just faked it, then that's how you're caught. So when you get over there, of course, when they ask you to transfer the money, so it's not like they're going to eat your money or anything, but they're just going to keep it for you until that time you get over there, and then you open your own bank account. Then that money is transferred to you. That can help you to use it. And keep in mind as well that even when you're reapplying to renew your probably student permit or whatever permit it is that you're having, maybe work permit, they will need to check the amount of money that has remained in your bank account to determine them extending your permit over there. So if at all the money is not there in the bank account anymore, then that raises some question marks, and that alone again is enough for them to deny you that permit, and of course you have to come back home. So all these things, you need to keep them in mind and prepare yourself, have all this knowledge. If at all you're planning to travel abroad for whatever reasons it is, and if at all you're also in the process of processing a visa, it is super important to have all this information in mind. So that was it from me. I hope that you found this video very helpful and informative as well. And at the same time, if at all you have any other video topics that you definitely want me to talk about, you can definitely leave them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to make videos according to your needs. So as well, I'll continue to say you can follow me on my socials, which will be right here, and definitely continue to do that cool stuff. Please like the video, share, subscribe, and I'll definitely catch you in my next one. Bye for now.